Welcome back to Eurosatory News. This afternoon I am delighted to be joined by Lorenzo MARIANI, the newly appointed CEO and General Manager of Leonardo. Mr. MARIANI, congratulations on the new roles.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Let's dive in. You've played a series of important managerial roles at Leonardo. Now you're back as CEO, General Manager. What does that mean for you personally?
Well, personally means coming back to a place where I've spent so many years in my life covering different roles, all in the operational side. So now I'm in a challenging moment due to the situation, the geopolitical situation. I think we have established as Leonardo a sound strategy to grow and to really cope with new requirements that were never seen in the past. The important stuff now is about acceleration of production, acceleration of reaching new performance with those new requirements, and I think on that we will focus the action of the next 1 or 2 years in order really to step up with production performance, pursuing the strategy that is a sound one.
Which capabilities and solutions are you prioritizing at Eurosatory this year, and what message would you like to send to your European and international partners in that respect?
Well, Eurosatory is a fantastic land exhibition, so we are concentrating a lot of our effort on the land products. Presenting the tanks we are offering, first of all, to our army for the new main battle tank requirement and the new infantry fighting vehicle. It's a collaboration with Rheinmetall based on a very sound design that is already quite advanced. On top of that, Leonardo and Rheinmetall are putting new and advanced performance in order to give to the armies the capability that they need today. I think this is also the message I would like to give to our European colleagues. Collaboration is the key. Collaboration is in the heart of much of the European industry, but we have to do more, and I think the good example is to start with common requirements and common developments.
Absolutely. Looking ahead, how will Leonardo's industrial plan and your strategic roadmap translate into concrete investments and programs in the short and medium term, so to speak?
Well, the business of Leonardo is made of a more legacy component that is based on aeronautics, airplanes, helicopters, and all the electronics that keep them, plus 2 new components that are related with space, cyber, artificial intelligence. And I think these 2 components can go very well together. We are solid in our performance on the traditional business, and at the same time we are developing our new capabilities in the new domain. In space, by the way, pursuing a concentration in Europe, a consolidation of the European space industry together with Thales and Airbus in the so-called Bromo alliance, and doing acquisitions and new investments in the cyber and the IA domain, that is the one that will be pervasive to all other domains, the more classical ones and not. Needless to say, for example, that GCAP, the 6th generation fighter system, will have an important component that is based on data exchange, communication, and elaboration of those data.
Very interesting. Leonardo is obviously active across so many domains, so many sectors of defense, helicopters, defense electronics, land, naval, cyberspace, as you mentioned, aeronautics. Which do you see as the strongest growth drivers moving forward of all those different sections of the industry?
One good element of Leonardo is that we are active in sectors that are all in good shape and developing. For example, for the rotorcraft domain, helicopters, we have presented in Berlin last week the first official flight of our Phoenix 249 helicopter, combat attack helicopter, with capabilities in manned and unmanned, in exceptional data exchange and elaboration capabilities, weapons. And then the other aspect that I would like to underline is the air defense domain. The air defense domain where we operate through competence in aircraft, competence in command and control, and competence in the missile and effector domain, also through our joint venture MBDA. That is probably the best example so far of consolidation of the European industry.
And it must be very difficult to balance all those different growth drivers across such a large company. How do you manage that?
Well, first of all, organization. Leonardo has a very strong organization whereby divisions are like independent companies in their business, but they are strongly coordinated centrally in terms of investment, in terms of market presence, and in terms of all what is really exploiting the commonalities and the multi-domain aspects that we are pursuing. Multi-domain is a critical capability that can be pursued only through interactions between the different businesses. So MBDA with the electronics division, with the aircraft division, they all have to have something in common, and this can be guaranteed by a strong central control.
Understood. European armed forces are everyone is modernizing. Everyone wants interoperability, but we've spoken about the short and medium term. How are you positioning Leonardo to support longer term transformation?
Longer term transformation, I think, will be heavily affected by the level of collaboration that we will have. I repeat, programs like the GCAP, for example, will strongly affect how aeronautics will be in the longer term, but not only aeronautics, also electronics, as most part of the sixth generation capabilities of the system will be provided by electronics, artificial intelligence, data processing. So real big programs for the longer term. Today, I said we are presenting our Phoenix helicopter 249, but we are still sustaining the NH90. That was already a collaboration, successful for Italy, France, Germany, Netherlands, but also for the export. And we are thinking with NATO and with the EU at what would be the next rotary element for the battlefield. So this is really something that will affect the longer term collaboration and longer term program, where we really wish that nations manage to get common requirements.
You mentioned GCAP. Obviously, you play a critical role in the Eurofighter consortium. How important are your industrial partnerships around the world? And how important are they for your export market in the future?
I really appreciate your reference to Eurofighter, because I think Eurofighter at the same time is the representation of a successful collaboration in Europe. Eurofighter has sustained positively the defense and security industry in Europe, building capabilities and building wealth through export. The six nations were absolutely successful in that collaboration, the four initial plus the others that joined later, and this provided the capability to have export in a number of cases where really we wish the same example can be followed by GCAP.
I don't see any reason why not. Just finally, would you like to just tell us what you're promoting at the Leonardo stand this week?
Leonardo stand is showing the two new products of the joint venture Leonardo Rheinmetall military vehicles, the solution for the A2CS vehicle tracked for the infantry fighting vehicle, and the new main battle tank derived from the solid Panther design. I think those are really, really innovative solutions that will make the bridge between what is today a tank and what will be the main ground combat system, hopefully in 2040 and onwards. So, okay. Good.
So very much exemplifies your approach to partnership and the interoperability. Just finally, Signore Mariani. What about interchangeability? It's another word that we hear within NATO. What are your thoughts on, how can Leonardo support that?
I think when I mentioned the fact that a great number of capabilities to platforms is provided by electronic division, and namely for Leonardo, but electronics in general, I was making reference exactly to that. Interoperability, interchangeability. We must build subsystems that can be really interoperable through standard and through common development, because only if the requirement is shared and the development is shared as well, we can reach the real interoperability in Europe. Then there is another issue, of course, that we should not forget, that we should be fully interoperable inside NATO, and so also with our allies of the United States.
Perfect. Signore Mariani, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the show.